Welcome to the Naked Mama podcast, where to be truly naked is to be eternally committed to stripping away the layers, illuminating the truth within, and emerging as the woman, the mother that you are destined to become. To be truly naked is to be truly you. I am your host, Angel Rockwell, intuitive motherhood coach, transformational mentor, and bold believer in turning the impossible into reality. I am a mama, a wife, a revolutionary entrepreneur, and a visionary for creating a legacy of abundance and fulfillment inside of motherhood. My mission here with the Naked Mama podcast is to debunk the myths of motherhood that disconnect you from your power as a mother and as a woman, and to reconnect you back to the sanctity and magic of the mother-child bond that ultimately is the key to uncovering the ease, freedom, and confidence that you desire and, truth be told, are meant to experience. I'm going to be sharing pieces of my transformational journey along with purely sourced intuitive guidance so that you can begin to see what's possible for you. Know that you are not alone and begin to take action, building momentum towards living the life that you know deep down you are meant to live. The Naked Mama podcast is here to break down the myths of motherhood that are holding you back. Each episode is designed to be a powerful conversation to raise the consciousness of women through motherhood. Each episode holds the power for you to shift into alignment, gain deeper clarity, and expand your awareness. My commitment to you is to show up authentically and be naked with you. The journey here inside the Naked Mama podcast is the journey of evolution and expansion into deeper levels of fulfillment, freedom, and ease. Here inside these episodes, we connect and ground, nourish ourselves, grow, and rise together. I am so excited to welcome you into the world of the Naked Mama. Now, if you're wanting extra love and more support in between episodes, please follow me on Instagram at @TheRealAngelRockwell. Now, let's dive right into today's episode. Hello and welcome, beautiful mama. I honestly have never been more excited to record an episode than I am right now sitting here with you. In today's episode, we are going to dive deep and get into the rich indulgence of self-love. Now, I'm feeling so called to speak and be in this conversation with you today around self-love because I feel so deeply the almost desperation from women and mothers everywhere for this just to be easier. Now, I've said these words myself. I've heard them I shouldn't say far too much. There's judgment in that. It's not easy to love myself. It's just not that easy. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know how hard it is. We hold on to so much story. We hold on to these narratives that really just build up brick after brick after brick and limit us from seeing that which actually is easy. So, what you will take away from this conversation, what my deep intention that I have just infused into this energy, into this space, is a deeper sense of connection to self-love and a variety of ways to access this connection and bring it forth into fruition and truth in your life. You will take away pieces from bits of my personal story that I'm going to share today in ways that resonate with you. And when you feel those moments of, oh, I feel you in this, just let it be. Trust that it has landed and that your sequence has shifted in the process. So often when we feel these hits of, ooh, or these aha moments, you might call them, we feel like there's something to do with it to really like root it in or ground it or make it real. The moment of feeling that click, that is it. That's all that needs to be done. So just allow yourself to milk it as long as you can. Feel into that indulgence. When we feel connected to others, as I know that you will connect to at least one point of what I'm going to be sharing today, although I believe there will be many more points, we can gain access to the truth in ourselves through seeing what we believe to be the truth in other people. We truly can only see in others what we have in ourselves. And I will be sharing later in the episode today a simple process that holds massive power for you to action this shift. Take action with this shift and really begin integrating today. So, if you are one of these women, as a mother, in your womanhood, in your motherhood right now, if you're struggling with self love, know that you are not alone. And not just in the brain way of, I'm saying these words to you now. Like, just take a deep breath, breathe all your air out, and sip in a fresh breath, and breathe in connection to women, to mothers everywhere. And breathe out the trust and the knowing that we are here together. If we cannot love ourselves, and there's no way to fake this, the whole fake it till you make it game is, well, that's maybe a whole thing for another episode. But if we cannot love ourselves, our children bear witness to this experience. They soak it up, they absorb it, and inevitably will head down unconsciously the same path of struggle that we are on. And I say this deeply from a place of being the woman who believed that it was very difficult to love myself for an unending list of bullshit excuses and reasons. We can shift this course for ourselves. And in shifting the course for ourselves, we change the game for our children. We shift the game entirely for every generation to come. I saw a really powerful reel on Instagram before I went to bed last night, and I don't normally consume screens or social media at all before I go to bed. It was so powerful and so perfectly timed. I just had to smile and laugh. It was just so divine. And it was one of, I don't want to get this wrong entirely, but it was just about, we are the ancestors. We feel sometimes powerless, like we don't have the ability to create change. We look at this outside world and we see the struggle. And the struggle that we see out in the world is the direct manifestation of the struggle that we have within. You are the powerful ancestry that generations to come will look back on. So we get to choose the course, and we get to make this shift today into radical, all-consuming, feel-good self-love. And it begins with love, love, love. So I'm going to take a little sip of my tea here. If you would like to join me, get a cup of your favorite tea, snuggle in, get some comfy socks on, maybe take your socks off. I'm socks off right now. No, socks for me are just a thing. Maybe we'll probably hear this come out in episodes to come. I like to feel my feet, and today they want to be free. All right, let's breathe together as we begin to sink in to today's theme of self-love being easy. And as we exhale, we release the myth that self-love is hard. So breathe all of your air out. Sitting up tall, breathe in. Breathing in belief of self-love and ease. Part the lips, exhale. Sinking in to the truth. 2 more breaths just like this. Breathe in, close your eyes. Sipping in ease of love. Part the lips, exhale. Relax the shoulders, allowing it all to be easy. And again, sipping in through the nose. Breathing in the power of self-love inside you. Part the lips, exhale. Allow the shoulders to relax. Allow a smile to appear on your face. Continue to breathe however feels good for you. And as we move through this conversation together, notice what comes up. Notice how you feel. Notice if you're holding on to or bringing in tension to the body. Release that tension with your breath, even with your hands. God, Mama, this body is so magnificent and it is yours. Love it. Physical touch. Okay, that was a little side note, but I was just massaging my neck there and it felt so good. Okay, I'm going to begin with sharing a piece of my story that takes us back about 15 years. I was dancing professionally with a ballet company, and I'd consciously made the choice to try to love my body more. And it began with a process of standing in front of the mirror and looking at my body and looking at myself. As at that time I was very identified with physical form, as you may be, and many of us are, that what we see we believe to be true. So I was spending time every day standing in front of the mirror, looking at myself, forcing myself to see myself, and calling forward language of love. I was looking to find something that stood out that I could love the most. And of course, I do know in this scenario that being even just in the career that I was, I had a very trim, strong physique. My profession was literally based entirely around aesthetics, and the drive for perfection was real. I did find it very challenging to pick out things that I loved. In hindsight now, not because there weren't things that were lovable, but because it wasn't something that I had practiced. So I call this forward into you now as well. Say 15 years ago, it's going back a ways. We're going into the early 20s here. I had not begun my process of real, true work on myself and my growth and my expansion of what was possible for me. I was very much attached to the physical. So part of this conversation today is going to be to release that physical attachment. So much of self-love is so body centered these days, and what's out there, and saying in media, yes, that's a great representation, but the media again is a representation of the underlying collective consciousness here. So let's just take a moment here, release the blame, stop blaming social media for being what it is, because we are the creators of that social media, and the creation behind that is us. We're going to release right now with a deep breath in. The deep exhale, release the blame on anyone else, for anyone else, for the way that we feel about ourselves. The conversation I was having with myself 15 years ago, it began with, well, I love my eyelashes, and then my collarbone, and little pieces that I was like, yeah, I've always liked this thing about myself. The physical things I identified with in my body that I'd never held any strong hate or loathing towards were the things that seemed like love for me at that time. So if that's you right now, you're like, well, I don't hate this, I could love it. Start there. That's exactly where I started. So this here is the external. And this is the process in which most people attempt to access self-love. And I'm going to tell you flat out right now, it doesn't work. Well, it's a really slow process if it does work, because for me, it was part of my process that got me to the next step. If it really slows things down, and there is a better way. So when we're looking for the ease and we want to see some proof that the effort works. Starting with the external is the most ineffective and slowest method of accessing true self-love. When we look at the outside, saying, okay, well, I'm going to look at my face and my belly and my butt and my legs, and ugh, I don't love any of that. And there's a reason for that. Because you cannot just smear love on the outside and hope that it's going to find your heart. You need to find it. We access it first inside. So when I stopped dancing professionally, I did move into teaching fitness. I was teaching cardio and strength training and all kinds of things. My fitness body came with me. And then after I stopped teaching, it was a massive shift in my life, and I stepped away from being on stage, whether in front of a class or literally on a stage performing. My body began to soften, and I was still wearing the same size of clothes, and my wardrobe didn't change. I did notice, okay, well, my six pack isn't quite what it used to be. Okay, and a with that softening, I guess it's a which came first, the chicken or the egg scenario. Was it the internal softening that allowed the body to soften, or the body to soften that allowed the internal to soften? We could debate that for another time, perhaps a conversation outside of this episode. How it happened doesn't matter. It happened, and the softening began to occur. And everything in my life at that point was leading me to soften. So I began to look inside. Say, it's inevitable. Our external circumstances will change. Out there in the world, things that are not ours to control, and our own physical form. This is the vessel. Our physical body is the vessel in which we reside. We are here for this human experience in this beautiful human vessel, this shell, but we are not the body. In this lifetime, we are inside this body, but we are so much more. So we dive inside. We begin to find the real love there. And we ground into, we focus our intention, our attention, and our awareness in the true essence of who we are. This is where we find self-love in the ease that we desire. Again, it's not the way that most people look at it. We see, well, this is what I see here, so this is real. Remember that you are the creator of what you see. And that can be a big pill to swallow. So I invite you to relax, to take a big, deep breath in. And remember the power that you are the creator of everything that you see, feel, taste, touch, experience. You are the creator. You are the power. You are the owner of responsibility for everything that you see. When we go inside, we find that power. So in my softening throughout my pregnancy, having accessed already this truth that the self-love is within, it has nothing to do with the way my body looks or the way I perceive my body to look, because from one day to another, it's possible for you to be like, oh, I look great today. And the next day, you're like, I don't feel like I look great today. So how is that possible? It's because the truth of who we are inside is not situated firmly as a basis of our experience. As my body shifted through motherhood, I loved it. In my ballet career, I didn't lines were very much priority, but like curves were not my thing. I had breasts for the first time, and the biggest curve I ever had was, was the belly that housed my daughter. And it was phenomenal for me. Just even appreciating the lines and the connected flow of the physical body. And that was possible for me, and it is possible for you, regardless of whether you're heading into pregnancy, so far out of having children or not. We can. It is not only possible, it is so certain we can access this love of our physical form, of our physical bodies, and everything in our physical world when we understand that self-love is not something we have to work to find, it just is. And when we get ourselves out of our own way and break down these bricks that are keeping excuses and reasons for us seeing it, it is so easy. Cultivating a deep connection to the essence of who you are, the truth, like the real juicy, oh my God, just feel the energy that is here for you. This is you. I'm speaking words that are just illustrative of the massive, unlimited, expansive flow of love that not only is here for you, is you. Like it's something that I'm going to take a sip of tea here. It will continue to be difficult to love yourself as long as you believe this is a task and that the task is far off in the distance. If you believe, and your belief matters, because when you shift belief, it makes it possible for others to see your leadership, to feel your leadership as you are feeling the power in me. I remind you, it is only possible to see in others what we are. So let's take this moment. Let's exhale all the breath out. In this breath out, we release the task of trying to find self-love. We breathe in a deep sip through the nose, bringing in presence. And as you exhale, parting the lips, we're shifting this belief to the now. Not only are you worthy of love, woman, mama, you are love. Breathe in again. Exhale, relaxing into this space, this pool, this infinite, golden, beautiful, warm, magnificent pool of love that is inside of you. Oh, so patient, oh, so ready, oh, so present, here for you to just slip into. It becomes more and more challenging to access love for self. It's where it begins, love for self. When we think that it is something outside of ourselves that we need to find. So here is the process that I have to share with you today. You start within. It sounds so simple, and it is. So, how do we do this? Right? Sounds good. Sure, Angel. How? That's always the question from women in my world, friends, people I meet on the street, my clients that I work with. Well, how do you just start within? You close your eyes. You place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and you focus your attention within. There is no right or wrong here. There is no way unless through an additional guided meditation or visualization, but you want more, you know where to find me. Stay tuned. Go within with the pure, simple intention of being within, inside yourself. And then detach from the physical pieces of yourself that you identify with. And that can come in the form of releasing the arms, releasing the legs, doing a physical scan of the body and releasing tension that can be beneficial. The way in which you do this, again, it doesn't matter. You just be in this space. Focus within. Detach from the physical pieces that you identify with. You'll see this in the stream of consciousness in your mind and the thoughts that come up. And when you see the thoughts that are like, my lower back hurts, release it. I don't like the way my hand feels on my belly, release it. Let go. Observe the thoughts. Do not fixate on them. Just allow them to be. And once the stream of consciousness has maybe slowed its speed, it will, and allow yourself just to be free from judgment. Whatever comes in for you, trust it's here for you for a reason, for you to see. And if you don't like it, it is your choice to free yourself from it. And then feel love. Just focus your intention on feeling love. Okay, I'm here. I'm within. I'm detaching from my physical body. I've detached. Love. What does love feel like? What does it feel like? Don't go searching for it, because trust that it's there. What does it feel like? Warm, comforting, safe, indulgent, beautiful. Feel love. However it feels for you, feel it. When you allow it, it will bubble up for you in ways that are remarkable. So indulge in the feeling. Next step, indulge. Allow yourself to just milk it, be in it, feel it, allow it to just swirl inside of everywhere. Just let it be. What's the word I'm looking for here? Let this indulgence of feeling love be all consuming. And once you're satisfied and you're feeling, oh, so good, pour this love into your physical body, starting from your toes. Pour it into your toes, into your ankles, through your shins, your knees, your legs, your glorious pelvis, your entire abdomen, the home of your creation, in through your chest, through your back, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, in and out through your crown chakra, and just let it flow, let it pour. Again, this process is here for you. You can come back to this episode at any time and take some notes if you feel like that would be helpful. Of course, I am always here for you in this space, in this life, in this world. And if you want to reach out to me directly with any questions or clarification or support, please do. It is in you. Love is in you in ways that I know will begin to reveal themselves to you that will just leave such a smile on your face. It begins with feeling inside. There's no need to force yourself to love the dimples on your butt or whatever it is that may be your thing. We cannot force ourselves to love, but we can trust, fall back, sink in, and deeply surrender and trust that love is our essence. This is where we all began. This is where we all return. This is the truth of who you are. Start within. Detach from the physical pieces. Feel the love. Indulge in the love. And then pour this love back into your physical body. And then we can begin to identify with our physical body in ways that feel so good. Love is in you, mama. Self-love is easy when you allow it to be easy. And you can tap into the delicious consumption of an endless supply of love whenever and wherever you want to. I love you. This love is so divine. It is mine as it is yours, and it is infused in this space for you. Come back anytime. You are so loved. Thank you so much for joining me inside this episode today. for your willingness to be in this conversation, share in the vibe, the wisdom, and the connection with me. This vibe is now yours to take with you. So take one more deep breath with me, mama, and breathe this in before you step forward with the rest of your day. Pause what you're doing. Be still. Close your eyes. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Feel what you feel, honor it, and love on yourself like crazy for being open to this moment right here, right now. If this episode resonated with you, made you feel something undeniable, I encourage you to share it and spread the love. And please tag me so that I can connect with you and indulge in the vibe with you. And so that together we can get this podcast into the hands of more mamas who could use a little naked mama in their life. Remember to subscribe so you can stay connected. And if you're looking for love and support between episodes, follow me on Instagram at @TheRealAngelRockwell. If you're feeling pulled for more, join the Naked Mama private Facebook community where deep levels of magic await. Lastly, always feel free to connect with me directly. I adore voice messages, just FYI. If you choose to pop into my inbox, I guarantee I'll be all up in your inbox in the best way. I will see you here again next week for another transformative episode. Until then, sending love and light to you, beautiful mama.